Hello everybody. Today we will discuss about parts of the brain. The brain is a very delicate organ. It is protected inside the brain box or cranium found in the skull. It is covered by three membranous coverings called meninges. There is a cerebrospinal fluid found inside the covering membranes. This cerebrospinal fluid protects the brain from shocks and acts like a cushion. The three parts which are visible externally in the brain are cerebrum, cerebellum, and medulla oblongata. Cerebrum is the largest portion of the brain. It is divided into two halves, and each half is called cerebral hemisphere. So it is divided into two halves, one in the right side, one in the left side. Each of the halves, that is one in the right and one in the left, each half is called cerebral hemisphere. The outer surface is highly convoluted with ridges and grooves. So you can see here there are swelling parts and there is coverings. So one is in the upper part, one is then in the lower part. So this convoluted part is full inside the cerebrum and it is found with ridges and grooves. So outer surface of the cerebrum is highly convoluted with ups and downs. These are ridges and grooves. The one which is swollen, which is in the upper part, is ridges, and the one which is in the down part is the grooves. So between the ridges there is grooves. Each cerebral hemisphere is hollow internally and the walls have two regions. One is the outer region, which is called cortex, and one is the inner portion called medulla. So cerebral hemisphere is internally hollow and have two walls. The regions which is in the outer part is cortex and the region which is in the inner portion is medulla. The outer portion or cortex of the cerebrum contains cell bodies of the neurons and they are grayish in color. And as they are grayish in color, they are called gray matter. So you should remember the outer portion, that is cortex, is the gray matter. It is the layer of the gray matter which is folded to form the convolutions. The folds are called gyri and sulci. So I am again repeating, the layer of the gray matter is folded and it forms a convolutions. The folds are called gyri with the grooves called sulci. That is, the creases are called sulci. Such a system increases the surface area of the brain and hence can accommodate more nerve cells. So gyri and sulci are the folds and creases. The folds are gyri, whereas the creases, that is grooves, are sulci, due to which the surface area increases many times inside the brain and they can accommodate more amount of nerve cells. It is believed that the higher number of convolutions in the human brain is due to the larger number of nerve cells, and hence if there will be more number of nerve cells, the person will be more intelligent. So more nerve cells, that is, there is more convolutions in the brain, that is in the cerebrum, and due to which there will be more intelligence in that person. The inner portion of the cerebrum consists of white matter, which mainly contains the nerve fibers or axons of the neuron, and as they are known as white matter. So gray matter is the outer portion, cortex region of the cerebrum, and they contain the cell body of the neurons. The inner portion contains the axons of the neuron, and they are called white matter. Now, corpus callosum. According to the word corpus callosum, it means hard body. So what is corpus callosum? So corpus callosum, this corpus callosum is a sheet of fibers connecting the two cerebral hemispheres, that is the right and left hemisphere are joined together by this corpus callosum. Its function is to transfer the information from one hemisphere to the other hemisphere. If you see a laptop, there is a screen which displays everything, and there is the other part which contains the keyboard, and both the parts are joined together by a flip of strip. That strip here acts like corpus callosum, joining the two hemispheres, where the particular information is conveyed from left to the right hemisphere, and again could be from left to the right and right to the left. In this way, both the hemispheres convey their information with the help of corpus callosum. And what is corpus callosum? It is a sheet of fiber connecting the two cerebral hemispheres. The highly developed cortex containing more cell bodies enables us to think, plan, memorize, reason out, even invent something. Overall, the cerebrum is the seat of intelligence, consciousness, and willpower. It controls all the voluntary actions which you take. What is generally called the subconscious mind? If the conscious mind is related with thinking, reasoning, planning, memorizing, inventing, etc., 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 which is the seat of willpower, intelligence, then there is also a subconscious mind in our body. So what is that subconscious mind? Well, this subconscious mind is also located in the cerebrum. Many past experiences are covered up by more recent impressions which dominate the conscious activity. When you are growing, there are past events and there are some recent events. These recent events are particularly burdening on the past events, due to which these recent events cover up those past experiences. But those past experiences are not expelled out from the brain. They remain there. This is the subconscious mind. And when you try to remember them, when you try to memorize them, you can easily memorize them. You can easily remember them. Even there are some faint memories which you can remember about your childhood, but you can't remember the full event. You are just trying to memorize or remember what you used to do when you were 3 years old. You can't remember all the activities, but there are some faint memories of that particular period. These faint memories are recorded in the subconscious mind. Even in the dreams, when you see something, they are not in the real existence, but you see them and you can remember them in your conscious mind. How that is possible? That is possible because those particular events which you have seen in the dream gets recorded in the subconscious mind. From there you can relay it into your conscious memory, and you can tell it about your dream to somebody else. So this is all about the cerebrum. In our next video, we will learn about cerebellum and medulla oblongata. Thank you.